The Stagabog. The Stagabog. Stagabog? It just feels like I'm saying it wrong. Stag Albog, east of town, is swarming with crocolisks. Swarming, you hear me? Swarming, you hear me? I've sold. Swarming, you hear me? I've sold every bit of crocolisk you could imagine. Crocolisk hides, teeth, tails, tongues, eyes, you name it. My point is, they ain't selling anymore. There's too many crocs. We're oversupplied and under demand. So since they're of no use to me, and they occasionally eat my guests, I need you just to kill the suckers. Do me the favor, eh? I'll be here negotiating things with your people. I've got people? Damn it, I do now. Oh, here's the Alliance bonfire. I'm gonna go piss on it. Nah. Desecrate the Alliance Swamp of Sorrow's bonfire. Yep. Let's take a piss on it. Got me 10 burning blossoms. The timeout once the Fire Festival's done. You got the goods, bro. Our ice cold, refreshing silver snap ice. I can't thank you enough, dog, for this entirely spontaneous act of heroism. Here, have your very own bottle as a totally sincere gesture of thanks. Be sure to tell all your friends how good it is. Beach party tongue. Yes, let's see my zombie ass in that. Drink responsibly. Okay, let's... since I desecrated it, I'm actually flagged for PvP. Okay, let's take the dress off. Okay, and the tabard. Okay, it's actually just a belt. I noticed it said belt in the waist item, but... A tongue is not a belt. Anyway. Ooh. Guys, quest for me. You there? Yes, you. You want the good word put in with the trade baron? Give me a hand. You're the one that got all those Makura tails. They're wonderful, but not enough. For proper swamp food. Need drumsticks for my gumbo. There's plenty of swamp shredders just outside the town in the Sorrow Muck. I want the biggest drumsticks you can find. Tastes like Strider. I can't help but think of Aragorn at the time, so I'm just like the porn parodies right itself. Though, to be honest, does anyone really want to see Aragorn with his dick in some goblin's face? Okay, yes, I know the answer to that is yes. For someone. Well, I suppose it depends on the goblin, doesn't it? I've seen the art you've been making. Got, imp bombing run. Mostly harmless. Good thing I apparently know how to disarm mines. Yeah, I didn't remember this quest, so yeah, that's why I was puzzled by the landmine I saw in the water. I thought it was just like a weird bit of flavor item, but no, everyone ties into a quest. Probably be stopping now in a sec, because dinner was actually down by the time I started recording. I always end up talking about food when I'm playing something. At some stage, you'll get to see the original Swamp of Sorrows as well as the original Sunken Temple and all that. Like, you know, my classic playthrough. Someday, eventually. Also, one thing I've been realizing is my classic playthrough is going to go on for a long time. And it's not going to get a send-off like, you know, the expansions are. Because basically, like, it's just like, here's classic, that's it, end of story. There's going to be a classic 2 or what have you. So there's going to be no real, like, okay, I have to re-end the classic playthrough by this date. Like with the normal expansions there is. Like, you know, in Battle for Azeroth, I don't want my 8.3 footage coming out during 9.0, you know? That'll be a weird clash. So, you know, I have to do a send-off for that. But with Classic, nah, I can just keep that going for ages. So, just like, if it works out like a normal expansion, like, basically, like with Legion, even with the double-length videos, I could have kept my videos going on for another couple of months after Legion ended, if not longer. I want to say I could have gone on for another year. But I can't remember anymore, I just vaguely remember that. Thinking that. So... you know, if Classic ends up working like that, you know, I could be done recording it for a year or two. And the footage is still coming out solid. Christ, that's gonna be ridiculous. And given like all the raiding that I'll be doing in it and gearing and all this, yeah, it's gonna go on for a while. And we'll be doing Hordes from the sound of it. The guild seems quite interested in being Horde. Oh, forgot to skin you. I'm probably missing a few I'm probably missing a few corpses. And dinner's done. But I'll, I can probably eke out a few more mooks here. But yeah, the Classic's gonna be a long running thing. So, like, it's gonna go on for ages. I'm still not sure entirely what I want to play as, though. I want to... I can't play Paladin. No, Paladins are completely out. And I kind of want to play an Undead Warlock, because that was my first character in WoW, and I want to, you know, experience that nostalgia. As the classic Warlock is probably much closer to what I'm used to than the modern Warlock. But, you know, I'm not sure if I want to play Caster. But if I play Caster, I at least have a chance, though it's completely unlikely. Completely unlikely of, you know, me getting the legendary Caster weapon. Atesh. You know, the staff the Khadgar has now. The staff of Medivh. Yeah. So you can get that from Naxxramas if you run it enough. I know you have to get the 40 shards. You have to get 40 shards. That and the headpiece and maybe something else. Like there's two particular parts, then 40 splinters. I think the one of the parts drops off Kalfazad and the other off his Dragon Guardian, and the splinters drop off the bosses in general. I wouldn't be surprised if it was also a splinter a boss. And maybe not even a guaranteed one at that. There's also a huge quest chain associated with it. I know you have to bring it to Stratholme and purge it there of demonic corruption and all that. So, like, you have to fight the demon within it. I think it actually bears the same name, but I can't remember. But anyway, I vaguely remember reading about it in the my classic guide book I had. Had is the right word for it. It's around here somewhere, but the mice have probably gotten at it and ruined it. But yeah, Atesh anyway. I would like, if I played a Warlock, I'd have a chance of getting that, even if it's completely unlikely and like an out there sort of chance, you know. At least it would be a possibility. It would be a weapon I could use, and as such I could get the quest and all that. Though by the same token, I could also try and for the, you know, corrupted Ashbringer as a warrior, you know, and show you the little Scarlet Monastery little scene. Plus, I'm more used to playing as a melee character than a caster. I've never actually played a caster to high level before, and especially not within dungeons and raids. Palanai has been my pretty solid main forever. But if I did do a Warlock, then I could show you the Warlock mount quest. Actually, I think that's pretty much sealed it. Truth be told, there's nothing stopping me from leveling a warrior and a Warlock. It just, that means so much more recording and so much more gearing and everything, on top of all the other stuff I'm currently doing. Yeah, like in Battle for Azeroth, and then in like in Battle for Azeroth and in other games. You know, like I'm playing Warcraft as well. I'm playing this. I'm playing that. You know, it'll be taking up more. There'll be even more, you know, sprawl there, taking up time. You know, that I could be spending on other things. So I kind of just want to focus on one character and leave it at that, rather than switching between a few. Or even just two, you know. Think what I was saying there makes sense, so it's kind of losing my train of thought. But basically, like, there's nothing stopping me from having two characters that I'm leveling. As a, you know, like, say I make a Tauren Warrior, Undead Warlock, ignoring the Alliance character I want to have, just to show off the Alliance side of things. There's nothing stopping me from doing that, you know, and trying to multitask both. But it feels like a lot of extra work, and given the amount of grinding you have to do to gear up in the first place in Classic, I know, I just feel I'll be better served focusing on one character and leaving it at that. Like just getting, you know, just choosing, okay, I'm going to play a Warlock, focusing wholeheartedly on her, or him, and just leaving it at that, rather than trying to balance the two characters. It just looks like it would be the kind of thing that would get messy. Well, not messy, but like apparently you have to do a lot. You have to do a lot of grinding to, you know, get the gear that you need and all that. And if I was to do that on two characters, that just seems like a bit too much, you know. So that's why I'm like humming and hawing. Like, oh, should I play Warrior? Should I play Warlock? What should I do? Because it's so up in the air. Like while I could do both, it would just be so much extra work, you know? Maybe it won't be as bad when I get into it, and then I'll feel, you know, comfortable in taking on that extra bit of work. But for now, I think that'll be a bit much, especially given that I'm still trying to level all these alts. I'm still worrying about Battle for Azeroth and gearing up there, and you know, getting content done there, and every other series I'm doing. I've a bit too much on my plate as is, so I just feel that trying to gear up 2 characters in Classic might be too much. Because Classic is much more of a slower affair, and like before you can go do Molten Core, you have to have your full tier 0.0, tier 0.5, 0.5 set. That's what part of what people are calling it. You have to have the entirety of that, and that's apparently a pain in the ass to get. Like, one boss in an entire dungeon might drop a piece of it, and one person was claiming they ran it 100 times before they actually got it to drop. Then someone else got that piece, because, you know, they rolled for it. So it's just, it just, from what I'm hearing, the Classic wave gearing is just a lot of work. So I don't want to have to go through it on 2 separate characters. You know, I just prefer to focus. But me saying that, it's not necessarily me saying that I will never do it. I might decide, you know what, fuck it. Let's level 2, you know? Just kind of have to wait and see. Just, you know, it mightn't be as bad as what I've been hearing. I might get lucky. So, we'll wait and see. Hopefully that made sense. Basically, well, I'm humming and hawing about playing a Warlock or playing a Warrior. I want to play Warlock for nostalgia's sake, and to show you the mount quests and the potential ATESH. At least, you know, as a possibility. While I want to play Warrior is I'm more used to being a melee character, and I'm more used to playing melee. I've never played, you know, ranged during, you know, raids and dungeons and all that. So I'm just too used to, you know, that playstyle. It just feels more natural to me. And I can't really choose both because of this sheer amount of work you have to do to gear in Classic. It's not like with BFA where they're throwing gear at you left, right and center. In Classic, it was very hard to gear, apparently. And as such, I just want to pick one person and focus rather than trying to focus on 2 different ones on top of everything else I'm already doing. Because I'll still be doing BFA, I'll still be doing all the other series I'm playing. So I don't want to have too much on my plate that I'm trying to juggle. Hey, you get those things I asked you about?
Be good. Time is money.
And ironically, these were actually perfectly safe, though because we disarmed them before we picked them up. What did I just tell you, eh? Perfectly safe. I'll see about getting some of these over to your friends, Shandalyn, at a discount. All taken care of? Good to hear. Takes a load off my mind. Now I can focus on proper business for the fine folk of the Marsh-Tide and Stonard, weary from the war and all that junk. You're getting it, Shandalyn. You scratch my back, and I scratch yours. Well, more like I scratched the back of your whole army, and just a little harder than the backs. And just a little harder than the backs of the other side. And was that too complicated? What I'm saying is, that's a lot of backs. So I'm going to have to ask you to scratch mine a few more times. Whoever sows those landmines might just have hit our boys on the eastern shore. Head to our camp to the southeast and check on Crazy Larry. He'll fill you in when you get there.
Keep it real.
Did you get those drumsticks? Unharmed and food safe. Good. Ah, good. Just what I needed. Alright. Food's probably done, so I'm gonna go get it. Hope you've enjoyed. I'll be back in a sec. Till then, love and peace.